So the American dream was not easy, as we had thought, since without access due to various barriers, my mother and I fell behind. Late in immigration visas, renewals, school fees, rent that was not paid, access to housing, food, and good healthcare became a problem. I was getting tired and wanting to change the way that we lived. One day, I walked into the Laconia City Hall in New Hampshire and shared my story with one of the office clerks who was kind enough to guide me and offer services that saved my family from becoming unhoused, which also led to my immigration status work. This is just one example of why I value the power of inclusive culture, and also a great example of what our beliefs motivate, how our beliefs motivate our actions. This woman that I met at Clark helped me because she saw a need and didn't perceive me as lazy or irresponsible, but clearly understood that we had been led to a current situation by specific systemic barriers. I'm inspired by my personal experience, which motivates my personal values and the work that I choose to do, and also drives me to work together with you so we can change policies and change these stereotypical narratives and legislation for a more equitable city. How do I see us working together? When we see our city as a choir and the DIB office as one singer in the choir, then your voice becomes that much more needed to complete the work. We are individual stars making up constellations of multiracial democracy. That is the goal, to grow a bigger we, plus a government body like we have here in Beverly, one that is for public good. This is the recipe for a thriving multiracial democracy and inclusivity excellence. Moving forward, you can participate. Our office is forming an Inclusive Excellence Council, which will consist of DI representatives and community at large. Why do we need an Inclusivity Council or an Equity Council or a Race Equity Task Force? We all agree that without attachment to our community, that there's no thriving. It is just impossible to thrive without community. People would not survive as a species without community. The other need that we have is the undeniable need to be authentic, to be our authentic self. This comes especially with identity. Being able to act on our own awareness of self in relation to our city. That is the healthy way to be able to be authentic, but also to be in a city that is able to hold that. Being able to act on our awareness of self in relation to our city, paying attention to our feelings authentically. That is how we thrive. Expressing a community voice or individual feeling that then leadership and then community can handle automatically promotes authenticity. When the community or leadership can no longer handle, then we begin suppressing authenticity. The Inclusive Excellence Council will be a safe and brave space for all to be authentic and for all to be able to attach to the city and learn together and create a better and equitable city. We'll be able to create a space for sharing best practices and lessons learned, provide opportunities for coordination across departments, businesses, schools, colleges to amplify what we're doing in inclusive work. We'll be able to identify people engaged in schools, colleges, in the city, in leadership, and build mutual support and collaboration opportunities. Because of this Inclusive Excellence Council, we'll be able to leverage our collective expertise to propose changes in policies and practices. We'll be able to support efforts to communicate relevant information about the city of Beverly. I believe deeply in my heart that I'm just literally one singer in a choir. And I'm very, very, very happy to be part of the choir and to be part of such a wonderful community, my home, my workspace, also the place where I raise my daughters. And as I move forward in the next chapter, which I feel like today is kind of like my birthday, is I'm hoping to make more friendships with you and work with me, because this cannot work without you. I'm only one person, and this is years and years and years of